Hi everyone, I have received these lovely Faber-Castell pencils as a gift from Rasheen, so thank you Rasheen. It's a beautiful looking gift, and I thought I would share it with you all. Now these, as you can see, are Faber-Castell. They've come in a little piece of shrink wrap which I'm just going to open. There's this little clip on the back, but that's just for shop display purposes, and we'll take a look. There we go. Just get rid of that. Pop these to the side. Now this is cardboard and this isn't, which is interesting. I'm just trying to work out how to get it out. I think we slide it. There we go. So here's the cardboard sleeve, and it says on the back in lots of languages, 12 sparkle pastel colour pencils, triangular ergonomic body, wood from certified sustainable forestry, surface coating made from environmentally friendly water-based paint, protected from lead breakage by SV bonding, disposal of used packaging, CQR code. That's there. Okay, now the sparkle aspect I think refers to the barrel of the pencil. So this is interesting. It's a tin, but it's got this little see-through bit on it, which is sort of plastic, so that's interesting. So you can see the range of pencils. We have a light yellow, a darker yellow, orange, a pink, a sort of darker pink, that's an even lighter pink, purple, two blues, a sort of bluey green, and another two greens. Now this range of colour looks very similar to me to the range in the Holbein pastel pencil set. Now this isn't why I wanted them. I put them on my wish list because I just thought they looked beautiful. I'm sure you agree. But it will be interesting to see how closely they do compare to those Holbeins, because the price is very much more reasonable. They are Faber-Castell, so they're not dirt cheap, obviously. You know, it is a very generous gift, but they are definitely a lot cheaper than Holbeins, which are £4 a pencil in the UK. I can't remember how much this tin was, but what I thought I would do was actually just show you one so you can see how they work. So the sparkle is on the barrel, this painting. It isn't in the lead. I knew that when I saw them, so don't think that although it says they're sparkly, it's this bit that's sparkly, which is very pretty, I think. It's a triangular pencil, and that is where you grip on the sparkle bit. I don't know if that's going to get annoying or rub my fingers or not. I doubt it, but the Faber-Castell triangular grip pencils are their budget range. They're not going to be as good as a polychromos pencil, but we don't get a pastel set. We don't get pastel colours in the polychromos, so it is going to be a different range of colour, I hope, I think. So let's start trying them out. I've got my small Victories here, and I just picked this page here with these flowers. Larger spaces I thought might be a good place to try them out. So I'm just going to grab a bit of paper to put behind the page. I can't get it. I can't reach it. There it is. Hold on a second. My book's going to shut. Don't shut, book. What I do with my paper behind a page is I take two scrap pieces and put them face to face, and they're blank on the back. And it just protects my book, and with the piece of paper that I would otherwise have thrown away. There we go. Right, let's rearrange myself. Okay, now let's put those there. That's the way. Maybe I'll come in closer actually, so then you can see what I'm doing. Let's do this big one. You can see what I'm doing without you don't need to see the tin of pencils. I'm just going to try and break the spine on my book, which is, I wouldn't advise it. So here we go. They've got no names and numbers on, but the colours are very distinct. So it's easy to tell which is which, I think. I'm going to try this centre and just see how hard they are. So I can feel that they're reasonably hard, which is what I would expect from a Faber-Castell pencil, to be honest. But I can definitely see some colour building up as I layer. It's actually going quite shiny. I'm probably burnishing it, but you can see we've got, even though that is like a cream, it shows up. Now with a pastel, of course, you wouldn't necessarily, this is a sort of orangey yellow, I suppose. You wouldn't necessarily expect it to be really bright, but it's nice to have it fairly intense so you can see the colour. I'm actually, ironically, spoiler alert, recording a series with pastel pencils at the moment, but I'm using the Castle Art set. How do these compare? Well, sort of quickly, you know, having only tried like 2, but the colour range is obviously way less. My Castles, there's 48. This is the orangey type colour. But for me, the colour going down is a bit harder. You can hear it on the page, it's a little bit harder. But, so yeah, I definitely think these are a bit harder. But that isn't necessarily a bad thing because it means they don't break. But I don't find castles break that easily anyway. But yeah, they're nice pencils. What we will do is we'll try a blend in a bit, because that's always a good... Ooh, that's interesting. Got a bit of a splinter. I was probably pressing too hard, to be honest. Doing a blend is always good. You can see where that end is a bit sharp. It's giving us a bit of a lined look. But that's okay, we can go with that. Now I think these might be their student or even children's range. This is like the mid pink. There are 3 pinks. This area is big. I think what I'm going to do is not do every petal. I'm going to go over that bit because it's too small. What I'm going to do is layer up here and do less as we go towards the tip. Now for me this colour is quite like the fuchsia pink. I don't know if the math is going to work if I do it every 3rd one, but you'll see what I'm up to as I go around. You can see you can layer this one up quite a bit and it fades there. Of course, you've had such a stormy weekend. Anyone in the UK will know, and we've had Storm Bert, and it seemed all okay really. But this morning my son hasn't been able to get a train because the lines are shut part of the way along his route. Actually before it gets to us, or after, depending on which way the train's going. So he's got a bus, but luckily he's in a place where the buses run at a reasonable time, so he can still get to class on time, which is good. Now this is not going to work, it's got 3 there, but I'll make it work. So he's going to get, it's actually cheaper for him to get a bus. The bus fares are £2 each way at the moment, which means he'll end up spending £4, whereas the train, I think his train's £5 something. It's a little bit cheaper on the bus. Right, we're going to do the next pink. This is a really dark pink, and we're going to do that here. It helps you to compare the pinks as well. See, this is much more of a purpley pink, I would say, whereas this is a bit more of a salmony pink. But no, so far none of these colours are anything like any that you get in the polychromos. So I was sort of thinking, you know, would it be a good set to have alongside the polys to grab a pastel, you know, because sometimes we want a pastel tone. It could be quite hard to make them from pencils if you don't have any in there. It's very difficult to do, I find. What is missing from this pastel set is a grey and a brown. Now in the Castle pastels you get a couple of brownish colours and a couple of greyish colours, and I think you do in the Holbeins as well, but of course they're much bigger sets than this. And I think quite often when you want a pastel you just want the pretties, you don't you don't mind about the sort of browns and greys, they're not pretty, but it depends what you're doing with it. Okay, there's that pink. And now we have the really light pink. Oh, it is light, look at that, very pale. You can build it up, which I like. With some pastel pencils, you can't really build up the colour to have a sort of fade like that. So that's quite good. Now, I do have a swatch chart where I compare. I have the Holbein Pastel 12 set, which was extremely expensive. I think I paid £50 for 12 pencils because of postage and import duties and everything else. But I did a little swatch chart, here's our purple, where I compared that. I tried to make the closest matches to those colours with other sets, popular sets like Prismas and Polys and things like that. Now, if you've got Prismas, you've got pastels. Prisma has quite a good set of pastels just within the set. There's the sort of Deco Pink and Deco Peach, light peach. There's a sort of pink rose, I think. There's a beige. There's the light greys. There is three very light blues, like the light blue and no, the cloud blue, sorry, there's a light sky blue sort of thing. This is quite a pale sort of lavendery colour, I would call it. Maybe lavender's a bit pinker, I don't know, anyway. Yes, so there is a good range in the Prismas, and there's some pale greens as well. Here's our sort of sky blue, I would call it. Let's have a go. I'm not sure where to go really, we just go out here. Just making sure you can still see. Yeah. I think I'm going to do every other one of these in this. And we've got another blue, which looks a bit purpley to me. We'll see when we try it out. Just trying to go a bit harder on that central bit. Oh, I can hear my son getting up. I'm trying to encourage him to get up, but I think he knows that once he gets up and has breakfast, he's got to get on with some work. Now, so that is plain. I think that will be one there. But husband's up having breakfast too, but he said he was going to have breakfast and then have a shower. So that sounds like I can hear the water. Son must be getting in the bathroom. He might be having a wash, brushing his teeth, sort of thing. Or he's coming downstairs. Good, he will be having his breakfast. Yeah, he's got an essay to write today, or to start, or research, or whatever. And it's hard. So. Right. Oh, Johanna's done this a nice even number for us. Here, look. Now these, as I said, I can feel the difference in quality between these and polychromos. They're definitely harder. And there's a little bit, I mean this pencil, look at it's got a bit of a mark on it, but I don't mind, I just turn it around so I can't see it. This is the sort of purpley blue. But for me, I'm not that. I'm okay, I like a hard pencil, so I'm okay with it. It takes a little bit of working to get a colour out, but I think they're very, very pretty. I will finish this page with the pencils at some point and share it with you, but it won't be that quick because I'm actually in the middle of two other pages at the moment. One making a video, so that, but I'm in the middle of a Christmas page, so I've got that one to finish. I don't like being in the middle of lots of pages, but it's just the way it is sometimes. This one seems a little bit fainter than the rest, somehow. I'll try and layer up a bit. Yeah, it just seems really pale. Maybe it's a good cloud sort of colour. Now this is our bluey green. I'm just going to go over here. I'm just going to be random with it. That looks like there's a colour in the castles. What's it called? Viridi. Looks like that. Now I probably won't make loads of videos with these because of the fact that they're such a small colour range, but it's really nice to just have them. That one goes down nicely. Now we've got this much fainter greeny bluey colour. I've actually got my swatch chart in front of me of the castle colours, and I could compare them. This is more like the it's not really like one of those. Maybe nearest to the Angelica colour. But I would definitely say, if you're not a fan of hard pencils, don't go for these. This is a sort of yellowy green, I think, because they just won't work for you. But if you like your polychromos and you're happy to go a little bit harder, you know, if you like Tombows or Stedlers, then I think you would like these. There's time to put them on your Christmas wish list. This is very faint as well, isn't it? This looks very much like the cowslip in the castle. Yeah, I've just happen to have the castle list here. This orange colour is unlike any castles, I think. I suppose it's similar to the Rosa. Yeah, but there we go. So what I'm going to do now in this one is mix a couple of colours. I'm going to use some of the I think I want to mix some of the slightly brighter ones so we can see. I think this purple and this dark pink are probably the best two to mix. These two, they're reasonably close. They should mix. They're a sort of natural mix, if you know what I mean. So I'm going to put a bit of this one here, quite hard, and then sort of just fade it down like that. And then get the other one, whoops, and start here with a heavier layer, and then go back in this direction and see how they layer. They're not going to smush, they're too hard. Hard pencils don't smush together, but if you put layers on top of each other, you can usually get them to mix a bit, or to look like they're mixed. I think that's okay. Let's do another one. Let's do the orange and yellow. Yeah, this is going to look like the weirdest flower you've ever seen in your life. But I think it's important to have a play and see what's going on with our pencils. It almost is quite flawless, I think, which is rather nice. But I find a lot of whether something blends well or not is more to do with technique than the pencil, because these layer on, as long as it layers on top of each other or smushes together one or the other, you can get it to blend, I feel. Right, let's have a look. What we're going to do, let's do that. Yeah, let's do this green, bluey green. And then this yellow. As I'm finishing up, I'm just showing you a few mixes. I want to say again to Rasheen, thank you so much. Now, in your little note, you said you downloaded my ebook and you struggle to access it. I'm hoping that the fact that you sent me this means that you did manage to access it in the end. But if you didn't, please get in touch with me. Send me a message. This is a blue. I'm going to go for a blue and a pink. And I will help you. And it's same with anybody else. If you ever try one of my downloads, and this is the really light pink, and you struggle for some reason or another to access it or read it or whatever, let me know, because I'm not like massively technical, but I might be able to just find a way. And I do have, you know, teenage boys who, you know, they're gonna know, you know, boys. This is the lightest green. Boys and their computers, they always seem to know. I haven't thought about what I'm going to blend this with. I just grabbed it over the light yellow. I know we've already blended something with this, but I'm really liking how pretty this looks. It looks like nearly the same, doesn't it? But anyway, doesn't matter. What next? Let's choose that one and that one. Yeah, so I would hate to think that you'd paid for my book and then couldn't read it. So I'll do everything I can to help. And I can refund as well. The Ko-fi, I have done it before for people, and I think it worked. I didn't actually get an acknowledgement, but someone had a membership, and they needed it cancelled and refunded for personal reasons, and I was able to do it, so I can. I do have some, yeah. Where should we go next? The yellow one first here. Yeah, so it's sorry, I'm not very speaking with much clarity, am I? I'm keeping an eye on the time, which I can't see. There it is, 8:05, that's fine. I've actually got my main light on today. It's really murky and dark this morning. I'm meeting a friend later for coffee. It's her birthday, so that's rather nice, but it's very early yet. She doesn't do early anymore, but nor do I really. We used to do the school run together with our children the same age, so we were always up early, but now we don't have to do that anymore. You know, it must be her day off work, or else she wouldn't be meeting me, so she doesn't want to have to rush. I'm sure she's up early, you know, she's that sort of person. And just mixing up colours really and having fun and letting you just see, oh, I've gone really squiffy and I didn't notice, I'm really sorry. But you can see how much I'm really enjoying myself. I'm going to try and mix this with a green. It's really weird, isn't it? Not that green. Maybe this green. I just want to try lots of different combos. I'm sure a mathematician could work out, like my kids, how many colour combos there are in this set of pencils with all of these. How many is there? 2, 4, 6, 8. There's 12. It could probably work out how many different combinations there are, but I certainly can't. But there's far more than I'm going to do. I'm going to do a blue and yellow next and see if we can make a green. This one should, in theory, make purple because it's pink and blue, but it's not really making a purple, but it's looks pretty. Right, let's try a, what did I say? I can't even remember what I said I was going to do. Yellow and blue, see if we can get green. I'm using the more vibrant ones. I think because they only layer and don't smush, it impacts the colour, so go lighter. Like that. It just looks like faded blue on top of yellow, which is really interesting that they aren't mixing together. There's definitely no hint of green in there whatsoever. And try it with the other yellow and the other, actually that's the same blue, yes. Try it over here with this yellow. I suppose it is a tinsy wincy bit. This is the same blue because the other blues, one's a bit purpley and one's a bit greeny, so I thought this one, I thought this blue was going to be like the sky blue in the polychromos, but it isn't really. It's much more just like a really light phthalo blue. There. I also thought the purple might be like the light violet that I've got, Polychromos Light Violet, which is a discontinued pencil. However, it isn't. Speaking of the purple, here it is. It's a bit more pink than the light violet, which is more bluey. I haven't got it in here to show you, I'm afraid. Where should we go with this? I'm just trying to work out which ones we've done, but I've got no idea, so I'm just going to grab one. There we go. Oh, it's so pretty. I can do this really light one, which is the same as I did here, so I'll put it on this end. This one is so pale. But what really pale colours can be good for as well is burnishing. So if you've done something in green and you want to just finish it off, push it down into the tooth of the paper, that sort of thing, you can use a lighter version of the colour to just burnish it in, and you could do that with this green. Okay. I haven't done much with this orange because I'm not sure what colours it goes with apart from yellow. We're going to find out and try it with the green. They're not natural friends, but it works. Look at that. Huh? I've surprised myself. Let's do one last one. What haven't we got in there? We've got blue. Let's do it. Blue here. And what's also nice about this set is you don't get a white. Now I've got plenty of white pencils. Don't really need another. There we go. There it is. So there is our bit of colour. There are the pencils. Let's come out so we can see them all. There we are. So let's take that out. So yes, very pretty. As prettier actually than I expected. I mean, I could see how pretty the case was and the pencils were, but actually when they go down, I mean, they're prettier on the paper than I expected, which is rather nice. As I say, they are a little harder than the polychromos, but as again, that's what I expected, but look how lovely they are. Yeah, I'm going to finish that page. As I say, I will share it with you. Might be in my completed pages rather than on my socials, because I'm trying to share Christmassy things, well, soonish. So anyway, I'm not sure. But anyway, thank you for watching, and thank you again for Sheen. They are beautiful. Hope you all have a really super evening, night, well, maybe day, afternoon, morning, depending on where you are and when you're watching. Yes, thank you so much for watching, and happy colouring.